So when I came to Wesleyan in 1987, the very first day at school, I was sitting on Foss Hill, and some guy from Great Neck, New York walked up to me, and I was wearing a Velvet Underground White Light, White Heat t-shirt. And he said to me, "Oh, you like the Velvet Underground?" And I said, "Yeah, I like the Velvet Underground." And I think about 15 minutes later, we were in my dorm room in Foss, and we were playing guitar together. And about an hour later, we wrote a song. And we continued to make music together for probably the next decade. And I think to this day, Wesleyan continues to have a really rich tradition of music making, but I think it was really about original work. It was never really about the party. It was never about playing entertainment. It was really about playing original compositions and having a point of view. I had this great opportunity the second semester of my junior year to go do an internship, and I think that was something that Wesleyan really pushed, which was the idea of getting off campus, having a little bit of a professional life experience, doing something different. It made it very easy for me, and I went to A&M Records, and I worked at A&M Records for the semester in New York, and I realized, wow, here's a job. You know, maybe I don't have to go to law school. I could marry actually my love of music with actually doing something around music. And that was incredibly freeing, because then the day after I graduated, I started working at Geffen Records. And I stayed in the record business for 22 years. It was pretty much a raw creative. The focus was on the talent. And then the second part of my career was promoting and driving the talent. So you learned to be a business person, because you had to figure out, how do I work this system? How do I get radio to play my records? How do I get MTV to play my records? How do I get people to sell my records? So you learn the mechanics of working a bureaucracy. You learn the mechanics of driving a business, and you learn to run a responsible business, so you actually had the capital to put behind the things that were really important to you. So that's what I learned in the record business. And then when I went to Beats with Jimmy Iovine and Dr. Dre, what was the kind of key to the success of Beats, I think, was we just took everything we knew about the record business and we applied it to a consumer packaged good. So every time I look at a problem at Beats, I look at it through the lens of music. So to me, if a product's not connecting with the consumer, it's either the product's not the right product, i.e. the song doesn't have a good hook, or we're not communicating it effectively. We're not promoting it effectively. We're not getting an emotional response. How are we communicating it? How are we explaining the benefits of it? Everything we do, whether it's human resources, whether it's human capital, whether it's people, whether it's strategy, business development, to product development, we always think in terms of music first. And we're very fortunate, because our product is an instrument of sound. That's what we do. We play music. For me, I look at music as a lens to solve all problems professionally, because it's what I know, and most importantly, it's what I'm passionate about.